welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you some interesting bits in world sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across in this hour-long podcast. I'm Rich Liebig.
And I'm Michael Costanzo.
And thank you guys for joining us on another episode. We had some crazy news happen in all three facets: sports, entertainment, and odd news. We're going to get to all of it. We've got football. We've got wrestling. We've got Florida. It's
the trifecta.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for?
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
In my world, it just seems like every one of my fascinations this week has taken a plunge into the deep end of the pool. So we're going to get to all that throughout this podcast. So if you like those topics, you're in for a ride. But before we get to all of the news at hand, Mikey, how you doing? What's happening in Costanzo country?
I'm doing pretty good. This weekend was decidedly less crazy in my spheres of influence. But that was a good thing. Spent a lot of time playing video games, just chilling out. But we tried making a new dish for dinner on Saturday. That was a lot of fun.
Well, this is the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We don't talk about food a whole lot.
We don't know.
For us being Crispy Noodle, we should talk more food.
We should talk more food, but
what's your food recommendation?
So my fiance decided that she wanted to braise short ribs for Saturday, and it was an all-day event. We went to this local butcher shop. Shout out to Joe's Meat Market in Glenside. You'd love it, Rich. It's like a store unstuck from time. It's like a 1950s little general store.
Is it like Satriale's from Sopranos?
It is in the way that they have all the meat, but it's also a general store that has just like a handful of other essentials. You can get bread, vegetables, but only 4 types of vegetables. You get potatoes, onions, celery, and carrots. Very, very small, hole in the wall butcher shop / general store. So we went and we got our fresh bone-in short ribs there, and that was in the morning. And all the prep, and then you set it to braise for I think it was 4 hours. But I mean, she did the whole 9 yards. She did the short ribs. She had the gravy you make with the jus sauce. I made some mashed potatoes to go with it, garlic herb mashed potatoes. Oh man, it was so good. And it was a lot of fun. It was like an all-day thing making this dish, so it was kind of fun.
All right.
Yeah, every once in a while, you want to get your hands dirty in the kitchen and try something new.
Yeah.
So
I did that when it snowed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. What did you try? What was your new dish?
I made a pasta fagioli.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It was great. Yeah. Took my time with it. Let it cook all day.
Ooh.
See, to me, that's the best time to cook, when it starts snowing, because you're not going anywhere.
You got nothing else to do. It's the perfect thing. You set something to cook, in the case of the short ribs, you just set it to braise, and you go play a video game for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or watch a movie.
Yep.
It's snowing. What are you going to do?
Right.
Nothing.
So that was my activity 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
there you go. Nice food report there,
Food
Mike.
report, yeah. Braised short ribs. Just give it a shot. It seems intimidating because it's a long process, but it's pretty easy. You make a little mirepoix.
Look at you throwing out the word mirepoix.
You sear off your short rib. You put it in your Dutch oven. You put all that liquid in there, and then you just forget about it.
You set it and you forget it.
You set it and you forget it. Not too long, because the oven's on, so you got to come back to it eventually. But you can forget it for a solid 3 to 4 hours, and you're good.
So you remember where set it and forget it, where that comes from for us in this area?
In this area?
Yeah, I always think of the Ron Popeil rotisserie oven.
No.
You set it and forget it. You don't remember that infomercial?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
no.
yeah. That was the infomercial that ran all the time, late at night or...
What is this?
It was Ron Popeil's...
What?
It was Ron Popeil's rotisserie oven, and his catchphrase was, set it and forget it.
No.
I can't believe it. No, yeah. I would have thought...
How long ago was this?
Oh, back in the 90s. I don't know. This would come on I think it would either come on before all the cartoons started or after all the cartoons ended.
That's a good-looking rotisserie.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, they still sell it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
You can snag one for $145 at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah. So
Not bad.
yeah, it was just one of those things that always that brings me happy memories just for some reason.
That infomercial.
Yeah.
You can make 2 full chickens in it.
Well, here's the thing: the commercial. No, you don't understand, Mike. The commercial.
I don't.
when they would show the commercial for the infomercial,
Yeah.
they had like 30 of these things going on.
And there's just chickens everywhere,
It was
or I guess various meats
Yes, it
that you
was-
want to rotate.
it was chicken, turkey, a meatloaf for some reason. Like it was just like everything.
Time out. You tell me you can make a meatloaf in a rotisserie?
It was a different contraption, and it needed to be in like a different basket or something.
Who's buying a basket specifically to rotate meatloaf?
Yeah, and like it had like different rotors on it. Like you would have to put like a different a different thing that would go onto the rotor, and like
I
clink,
feel
clink,
like-
clink.
I feel like this is solving a problem that nobody had.
No, how dare you? This is the Ron Popeil.
How many times are you in the kitchen like, damn, if only I could rotate this chicken?
Well, now you can with the Ron Popeil rotisserie oven. Yeah. Oh, it was great. Anyway,
I love
the whole point
infomercials.
was it's just funny you mentioned this because it was somebody at work. We were talking about this, and I was like, I wonder if they still sell that.
And you look
And
it
then
up.
I looked
Did
it
you
up.
buy one?
No,
You should buy one, Rich.
but I was like, oh my gosh, I could buy one if I need it. If my
What would be the first thing you rotisserie?
a turkey, I would
turkey?
want to try a turkey.
You'd get the whole bird and put that thing in there.
I think there is a maximum though. You got to be careful.
I imagine, yeah.
I think
imagine
it's
you can't-
15 pounds if I remember the.
That's a big. That's
Which
a
is a
big
big
bird.
turkey.
That's a big bird.
Yeah, but yeah, you have to be careful of that.
Yeah.
But
You don't want to break your rotisserie straight away.
No.
You know,
no, I wanted to be able to set it and forget it,
Rich, you got to buy a rotisserie.
and that
now.
was the catchphrase.
You got to do it.
Anyway, the whole point of this was it was a glorious
Buy-
commercial.
A Ron Popeil rotisserie,
Yeah,
$145 on Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah, so it just brought up good memories.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that for some reason my story of short ribs and the ensuing conversation of trying foods reminded you of your fond memories with the rotisserie
Yes, thank you.
that you have not yet purchased.
No, I
but
just
you
saw
will.
it.
You
I
will.
saw it as a kid, and it's just like it's stuck in my head.
How many kitchen appliances is too many kitchen appliances?
What I have right now, because that's what happens when you run out
Because
of cabinet.
you got
counter
you got
space.
an instant pot, right?
I do. Yeah.
Do you have an air fryer?
Yep.
Okay, that's 2. You got some kind of blender,
Yeah, Rachel has a blender.
toaster oven,
We have a toaster,
microwave.
microwave,
What else?
coffee pot,
Coffee pot,
and Rachel's got a steamer or whatever.
or like a rice cooker?
No, like for the coffee, she's got the fancy
Oh,
thing
the foamer.
that you
That's
love.
small though.
Whatever, it takes up space.
It takes up space on the counter.
Yeah,
What else? That's a lot of appliances.
yeah.
Like my thing
it
is like,
adds up really
do
quickly.
you got like a KitchenAid? a mixer, a
we
stand
do,
mixer?
but we put it on another.
You got to keep it away. It's
yeah,
too big.
It's too big.
My thing is that there's so many great kitchen appliances, like this rotisserie. Sure, in a perfect world, give me the rotisserie. Where do you keep it?
Yeah, there's no room.
Where do you keep it?
Right.
You know what I'm going to do? No oven, just kitchen appliances.
I mean, yeah.
If you can, I think about it, a toaster oven is an oven. Why do I need the big thing?
because you might have big birds.
Bigger oven for bigger birds.
Yeah, bigger
That's fair.
birds. Yeah.
Jordan would kill me if we didn't get an oven.
Yeah, I think everyone would.
No, you
scratch
you
their
need
head.
an oven, but like there's too many appliances.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So there you go. Kitchen
Talk.
appliance talk to
it's,
start off the show.
it's a new spin-off podcast.
Yeah. And you son of a bitch, I was going to talk about food actually for my original idea for the intro segment.
Oh,
And that is the fact that in Phoenixville, there is a new Korean fried chicken place that just opened up. And me and Rachel tried it on Friday night. It was so
Ooh,
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, what
Called
makes
Soko Bag.
that's an interesting name.
Yep.
But what makes Korean fried chicken different than just regular fried chicken?
Well, the sauce is a little bit spicier with the that Asian zing kind of.
It usually comes coated in some kind of sauce, right? Or no?
This place, since they offer a whole lot of sauces, they don't do it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, I would think most Korean fried chicken places would do that. But it's literally their first week of opening.
Oh wow!
So they only had like a couple things available on the menu.
But that's cool that you guys went like opening week.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Try out like a new restaurant as soon as it opens up.
Yeah. And we literally got lucky because we walked in like right after work on Friday. Like it was like 5:15, 5:20. And by the time we got our food, finished it, we looked out and like there was a line waiting to get in.
For new restaurants, I bet.
Yeah. And they actually had an announcement they ran out of chicken at like 8:30 or something.
Oh, man. That's a good opening then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for them.
So,
I love to see it.
Yeah. It was very tasty. It's like the Korean fried chicken is like, it's crunchy, but it still doesn't lose the moisture in it. It's a very moist chicken, but there is a good crunch in it.
Oh, man.
It kind of reminds you of popcorn chicken a little bit too, because they're kind of in like bite-sized pieces.
Oh, okay, so it's like boneless pieces then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very good, very tasty. I can't wait to see how they expand their menu.
Oh, now I want fried chicken.
Yeah, well,
That's good. That sounds good.
we got some good fried chicken. So we have that place that just opened up, and then there's another place, and I always forget the name of it because I don't really care about beer, but Rachel does. And it's a bar.
You're talking about we're men. We love beer.
No, I don't know. I've lost it. I don't.
Give me the fruitiest, sweetest cocktail. I want the sugar, and I want the alcohol.
Yeah.
Both as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste time with beer.
Yeah, I've gone over this. Yeah, I'm a sweetie guy. I like sweet. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Me and Rachel go out to a bar, and I order something sweet. She orders a beer. And the waiter comes over and always gives me the beer and gives her the sweet drink.
Happens to me too.
Yeah, like, no, sorry, me.
Yep, swap it.
Yeah, beer goes to the lady.
Oh, it's a lady.
That's what the waiter says too.
Oh, it's a lady.
That's the perfect clip for that. I've had that happen too.
Yes.
But so anyway, this other chicken place.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name.
So
it's like,
other not important chicken place.
no, it's really
And
good.
then-
That was the worst part. And
that's the
I'm
okay.
blanking on the name right now. I wasn't prepared to.
You're
give
not
you
allowed
this.
back there now. They're gonna hear this and they're gonna ban you. They're gonna put your picture on the wall.
I'm gonna remember this in like 5 minutes.
Probably.
Right in the middle of sports, it's gonna come to me.
Halfway through the next segment, you're gonna be like Bob's Chicken.
Yeah, it's gonna come to me. When we come back from the break, I'm gonna remember what it is. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay,
So
I'll hold you to that.
yes. So you know what's happened then? Let's move on with the show then. Let's go into the first batch of topics. Revolves around sports. Folks, we need to start the sports sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha.
Yep, sports coming at you in your face. And we've got some Eagles news for you.
Where are my Eagles?
Well, the Eagles are not playing, but they have announced their new offensive and defensive coordinators.
Yep.
For defensive coordinator, this was the first hire between the two. We got Vic Fangul, if you will. Vic Fangio going to be the new DC. He was the defensive coordinator in Miami, but Miami allowed him to leave. Apparently, he's got family here outside of Scranton, I believe.
Yeah, he's got family here. He wants to be closer to. He was also almost the Eagles' defensive coordinator. He was kind of like a consultant advisory role with Jonathan Gannon last year when we made the Super Bowl. And I don't know if you remember, he wanted to stay here, but because Jonathan Gannon didn't do the whole I'm getting a new job thing correctly in the NFL, and Arizona was penalized for tampering, Vic Fangio had already signed a deal with Miami.
Yep.
By the time we got around to it. So this is kind of setting things straight, putting the timeline back in order. How do you feel about this coaching move?
Well, so this was the first one that was picked up.
Yeah.
I was like, is Nick Sirianni just hiring Italian people? Because he's, Vic Fangul, and then we've got
the security guy, Big Dom.
Big Dom.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we just turning into like a mafia here? We've all got the Italian flags on our hats. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this full blown.
I mean, we need something to scare opponents, right?
Yeah.
Because the defense ain't doing it on their own.
Let's take away Dak Prescott's spaghetti and ranch and do spaghetti the right way.
That is a crime.
That's a crime.
One, just no.
Yes.
Two, I I just, for some reason, like thinking about eating that before like running around on a football field and like getting hit, like I feel like I'm just imagining it, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, not
Like,
good.
how could you eat something like that before a lot of physical activity? I eat a big plate of pasta. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
I like Vic Fangio.
you like Vic Fangool?
I like Vic Fangul because he's been a coach for a long time. He has that experience. He has that pedigree. He did develop the defense that we've had problems with the past several years. That whole like too high safety shell. Everyone's like, why are the corners playing so far off? Why are we so soft? He designed this defense. So people are a little concerned, but think of it this way. He's the one who's responsible for it. He should be the most knowledgeable of it and be able to adapt and be flexible with it. Whereas the other coaches we've had trying to implement it, Jonathan Gannon, Sean Desai, they were just disciples who like tried to use those concepts, but they didn't actually create it, so they might not be as knowledgeable. So I like the move. I think that it has some good potential that he can bring that, like I said, that expertise, that experience, kind of like rein in that young coaching staff and get a lot out of those players. So I think it's a good move. The other side of the ball, though, Eagles also bringing in Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator. Former coordinator with the Cowboys and the Chargers. Led a couple of really high-octane offenses.
Does it bother you that he's a former Cowboy?
A lot of people are like, oh, he's a former Cowboy. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Guys, they're all former something or others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like he had a majority of his stint was Cowboys.
Yeah, I guess. But
no, okay.
But at the end, here's the thing. And no fan likes to hear this, but this is the reality. It's a job for them.
It is, yeah.
Like, we're all like, oh, how could they? They don't care. This is a job. It's like going and interviewing at another businessy business, you know?
Yeah.
So he's going to put that aside, and we're going to put that aside, and he's going to bring his all, hopefully. And the most important thing is that he's doing things offensively with the Cowboys and Chargers that we just have not been doing, using motion pre-snap, having lots of blitz pickup options, playing more from under center, all these things that we haven't seen out of our offense the past couple of years. Hopefully he can introduce some of those elements. It's still going to be Nick Sirianni's offense, but hopefully Kellen Moore will bring some wrinkles to that.
Oh, okay. That's a very optimistic way to look at that.
Well, do you want to offer the pessimistic view then? Because it seems like you're not too high on either of these guys.
A little bit.
Or do you just not trust the Eagles full stop anymore? Because I'm kind of getting that vibe with a lot of fans.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I'm not sure. He'll probably do a good job with this, but, the Chargers didn't really seem to go anywhere this season, right?
Right.
So that kind of has me a little bit nervous.
But is that injuries or is that the offense? Because he did have success in Dallas before the Chargers.
Yes. I don't know. That always just worries me.
Former Dallas worries you?
Yeah. I don't know. I know what you're saying, that it should be just a regular job and everything, but I don't know. It's still just irks me a little bit. It's like I can't trust you 100%.
I guess.
I'm keeping my eye on you.
I'm keeping my eye on you. Well, we'll let a couple weeks go by. If we catch them slipping plays to the Cowboys or sending them anonymous telegrams or something, then we can. But I gotta be optimistic. After this season, we can't be worse, right? I mean, we could be. But
here's an improvement. Don't call any screen passes.
Please.
I have seen enough screen passes this season to last me a lifetime. Don't ever call another screen pass.
I thought it was like a joke. I forget at what point I was like, in the season, I was like, why are there just so many screens? And there was like one series, I can't remember the game, but it was like midway through the season. Or I think
it was the Chiefs.
I think it was.
There was watching it.
Yeah, we were. And it was like 4 or 5 screens in a row. And I'm like, guys, what is happening? I thought I was going insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that. Yeah, I called it out. I was like, what is happening?
Yep. It was weird. It was very bizarre. So there we go. We got Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore as our defensive and offensive coordinators for the upcoming season, and they'll start work early and get with the team and hopefully be an improvement over over Desai and Brian Johnson, because that was atrocious last year.
Yeah, I hope so. Look, it's new ideas. It's fresh faces. It's guys who have done it before instead of both our coordinators last year had never done it before.
Yeah. That should have been a bad sign.
Yeah, they're like, oh, no, we definitely these two coordinators, first-time coordinators, this is going to go swimmingly.
Yeah. You need to have some veteran presence.
And that's exactly what Vic Fangio is going to bring, is a lot of veteran leadership, and then Kellen Moore, not as long doing it, but a lot of experience still. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling positive that they looked at their weaknesses and they're like, let's find guys who will specifically address those areas.
Okay.
So I'm weirdly optimistic.
Okay. You've made me a little more happy now.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
I've seen too many spy movies. I feel like Kellen Moore's a secret spy.
Are you going like full on 007? Like he's like a double, triple, quadruple agent or something?
Yeah. He's the Snape of the football universe.
He's the Snape of football.
We don't know where his loyalties lie yet.
Well,
anyway,
we'll see. We'll see.
All right, now let's get to the games that were happening on Sunday, the AFC and the NFC Championship games. First off, the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs knocked off the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens 17-10. The big headline in this, though, just Lamar Jackson. He had some stats, but a crucial red zone interception. And then also Tay Flowers with a fumble in the end zone, which went for a touchback. That's 14 points, you know, when you think, or at least 10. If he doesn't throw an interception, at least you get a field goal.
Right.
So that's 10 points. There you go. That could have won the game. Initial reaction as the Chiefs secure their spot in the Super Bowl.
They just won't be denied. I mean, this is the NFL really wants a new Patriots and Tom Brady, and I think they found it. Midway through the season when we beat the Chiefs, I was like, man, the Chiefs really suck this year. Well, who's laughing now?
Yeah.
The Chiefs all the way back to the Super Bowl.
Fourth Super Bowl appearance in 5 years.
Yep. Yeah. They
ever since 2013, if I think I'm getting this right. Ever since 2013, the AFC has either been won by Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, or Patrick Mahomes. That's it.
Yeah.
10 years.
And I think it's going to stay that way with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. I mean, for as much as Lamar Jackson did during the regular season, I said it all season long. I said it last year. He's like a Donovan McNabb. He can put up the stats in the regular season. I think he's going to go down, be in the Hall of Very Great one day. He just can't. Right now, he just can't do it. He just, for whatever reason, he just can't get it done. This was going to be the year. You called it his FU season.
I thought it was.
And, when we were picking games last week, I was like, I finally, after all year, I gave into the hype. I'm like, yeah, Baltimore looks really good.
So you're saying it's your fault?
I'm saying it's my fault. Yeah. I'm taking full blame for that one. Something in my gut was like, I don't know. I've never believed in Lamar Jackson this entire season. But Patrick Mahomes, you cannot deny this guy. He came out, played like a virtually perfect game. I mean, just...
You know who really is the star of the show?
Who?
It really is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's
bailing Mahomes out. I mean...
He has something like 13 touchdowns in 12 playoff games. It is ridiculous how much he delivers.
I think they hold the record for the most touchdown between a quarterback and a tight end.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like the duo of them. And it's only gonna grow.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna stop.
Nope, because they got the Super Bowl coming up.
And he's gonna reel in one during the big game.
For Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he's gonna hand her the ball and the trophy at the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just initial gut reaction is like it faded. I'm like, yeah.
Okay,
makes sense.
You're business as usual is what
business as
you're
usual.
feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Chiefs win and I was like, I guess so. You know, you
Okay.
can't really deny them. What about you?
Well, yeah, I really thought Baltimore had a shot here. I really thought Lamar was going to go over the hump this year. You know,
Man,
I
I
felt
don't
like this
know.
was the first season he had weapons too for wide receivers.
He did. I mean,
You know,
but
but yeah,
and nothing on the ground either. That Chiefs defense all of a sudden got really good.
Yeah, they hunkered down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs heading back to the Super Bowl with this big win in the AFC Championship game. Well, here's something maybe isn't so as normal as we talk about the NFC Championship game. I watched this game, and I feel sorry for the people of Detroit because, man, Detroit, they were up 24-7. Things were looking great, and then risking it for the biscuit did not work out, and the 49ers come back and win 34-31 to punch their ticket into the Super Bowl and be NFC champions this year. I'll tell it for you, Mike, just in case you might have not gotten the whole picture. So the first fourth down that Dan Campbell missed on, it was 24-7.
Yeah.
Or no, I think they had scored. I think it was 24-14. And they're marching down the field pretty good, but they get stalled a little bit. And I believe it was like, it would have been like a 45, 46-yard field goal if they had gone for the field goal, but it was like 4th and 2. And Dan Campbell decides to go for it all, try to really extend the lead, especially since the 49ers actually had just scored a touchdown to start off the half. So I think it was one of those he wanted to respond back,
Right.
show off that, that this wasn't going to be the second half that ended up being what actually happened. So we went for it on 4th and 2 and failed. And instead of going up, at least with a field goal, going up 27-14, left points on the board, didn't cash in. 49ers came back, and they oh my gosh. Then after that, then it was the ridiculous catch. Did you see that play?
I did not.
Oh my gosh. The ball, Purdy throws a deep ball, and it bounces off of the Lions defender's helmet and right into I think it was Ayuk who caught that ball. Just bounced right into his hands for a 55-yard gain, marched him all the way down to the 2-yard line, and then they punched it in for a touchdown. And instantly, boom, game on. Now it's only a 3-point game at that point. And it was you just felt the tide was turning. You're just like, oh my gosh, the collapse is happening. Like, that was some like freaky stuff when that ball bounced off the line defender's helmet.
I feel like when stuff like that happens, this is the part where people get so in the weeds with like stats and probability and analytics, they forget that behind all those numbers are people. And I like, people like to imagine that they're machines, that they're professionals, but you see something like that, if you are disheartened as a fan, if you are flabbergasted as a fan, how do you think that defender feels?
Yeah.
You cannot discount the human element. And when the momentum starts to shift, that is something that is palpable, that you feel when momentum is shifting.
Yeah. You just felt like that should have been an interception on Purdy.
Yeah.
But instead, it goes the other way for a 55-yard gain.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. And then, again, Detroit, they start marching down the field. They stall again. Again, I think it might have been a little bit closer that time. Maybe it was like a 40-yard field goal attempt if they went for it.
And this would have been to tie, right? Or
at
no?
that point, I forget off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, that would have been the tie. You're right, because the 49ers got a touchdown on that drive. They went up by 3. At that point, a field goal would have tied. You're right. Yep. And again, he just risked it. He risked it for the biscuit, and it did not work out. And that second call, I can't agree with. Like, there's a difference between playing the numbers and trying to assess a risk versus just being a gambler.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell went full gambler mode between those 2 fourth down plays. Like you got to read the play call situations.
Yeah.
You're on the road. This is the first time Detroit's been knocking on a Super Bowl. and you go and decide to play Russian roulette with these 4th down plays. I know hindsight is 2020, but it still just seemed like massive missed opportunities.
Hindsight is 2020, but there's something to be said about situational awareness.
Yes.
I think that the first 4th down, love the call. Be aggressive. Put them on their heels. Why not? Field goal's a little bit longer. Anything can happen, right? When you have a chance to tie the game, when you're behind,
Yeah.
unless you're behind by multiple scores and you're trying to quickly make up ground, take the points.
Yep.
Because if your defense can just get a stop, you live to fight another day. You miss that 4th down,
It was game over.
that's game.
Yep. And
Like the first call, love it. I love it when coaches are aggressive, especially, earlier in games to set the tempo, set the tone, maybe steal that momentum back. That second one, like you said, that's just gambling.
yeah.
Take the easy points.
Yep. The difference between assessing risk and gambling.
Yeah.
And that was gambling. That was not
I think
assessing
that
risk.
I think they'll learn from this. That you have to have that situational awareness. Like, I'm sure the analytics were like, go for it. I'm sure everybody was like looking at, David Montgomery averaging 6.2 yards per carry and, Jared Goff playing really good football. We can easily get this. Yeah, but it's never a guarantee.
Nope. Not even for the tush push.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even that's failed on occasion. It's only 92% successful?
Yeah, something like that.
So, yeah, it's just I feel really bad for the Lions because I feel like they should have won that game. And I
Yeah.
feel like they easily could have. I mean, when you look at it, like, sure, like Brock Purdy played a good game, but like all of his games, it's not like lighting the world on fire.
No, and they don't need him to.
They don't need him to, but they did a good job of containing those receivers for the most part. Containing McCaffrey, he broke off a long run, but they kind of mostly kept him in check. Meanwhile, they ran up 180 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
The Lions, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
They should have won that game.
But unfortunately, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers came back late to pull it off.
That's the Super Bowl everybody wanted. There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Are you happy now?
It's a rematch. 49ers versus Chiefs.
Is everybody happy? Can we go about our business now?
Yep, that will be the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Because it's in 2 weeks, we will not give you our predictions until next week. So we'll have some time to review the stats, review the statistics, give you our predictions next week, as well as my prop betting report.
It's one of my favorite sports segments is going over all the weird bets.
Yep.
Like I want to know right now. I want to bet on the bets. I want to bet what's the over under on number of times they pan to or they cut to Taylor Swift.
So no,
'Cause that's gonna be one.
No.
No,
It's
No?
funny you mentioned that because that was the first thing I thought of too. I was like,
Really?
oh my god, this has to be a prop that they're going to mention. But from what I've read, it will not be an official prop
Why not?
because a single producer is in charge of like where the camera cuts.
Oh,
So they're saying that person could easily be bribed or misled.
Timeout. We've been doing this segment for however long we've been doing the podcast. How many times is there a question about the shoes or the color of the game? You're telling me the equipment person isn't going to be like, oh, we should definitely have red Gatorade. We should absolutely have red Gatorade. It needs to be red. That doesn't concern them.
Wow, Bob's really enthusiastic about that
Wow,
red
man,
Gatorade.
Jim's never been this passionate about sports drinks before, ever. But
So
if he wants
think,
red,
I think the logic is they would be less likely to do that.
the equipment guy is less likely than the executive producer of the Super Bowl telecast.
I mean, maybe they're not getting paid as much as the other guys. I don't know.
I think that the TV producer is getting paid a bit more than the water boy.
I don't know. Have you talked with
No?
Have you talked with some of these network executives?
Oh, they're hard times.
They're nickel and dime and
Oh
everything.
yeah. Oh, they're struggling.
It's another thing too when bookies are saying that they know the inside track.
Man.
So maybe it is true. Maybe they're not getting paid that much.
I don't know. I feel like a water boy would be more inclined. If I were the water boy, I'd be putting food coloring into that Gatorade. Let me tell you right now, if I was the water boy, I'd be like, some little red dye 40 or whatever, yellow 40, whatever it is. I'm winning myself a Super Bowl bet. It's going to be in Vegas this year, too. It's never been easier to rig some bets.
Oh, that's another thing, too. Maybe
Is there going to be a bet on how many gambling controversies there are going to be? What's the over-under on that?
Maybe that's another thing, too. It is going to be in Vegas. Maybe they are legitimately worried that like somebody
You're going to look up the
to
props, and they're going to be super boring because everybody's afraid that
maybe.
athletes are going to gamble.
Maybe. We'll see.
That's the worst thing you can do in this world is gamble as an athlete. The worst thing.
Yes.
Worse than murder.
Yes. How dare you?
They've suspended people for life.
Literally, Pete Rose, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, I'll have to do some research and get you the full prop report next week.
Dig deep on that one. I'd be interested to learn more.
Yeah, you may be right. It may be boring this year.
Yeah. It's going to be like, how many footballs will there be?
Yeah. Ugh, great. Damn it.
I want somebody to dye the Gatorade.
This is the worst outcome for a Super Bowl matchup.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we'll feel better when we come out of the break. But don't go anywhere because we've got wrestling news, we've got Florida news, and the entertainment and non-fortune cookie odd news, respectively, when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby,
Barnes & Noble,
and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
If you go to Taco Bell at 3 in the morning, this is what you're going to get. Yeah,
That clip is already coming into play.
yes,
I love
already. So there you go.
Stop.
What happened?
The thing went on.
Well, how did that turn on? That was
I don't
weird.
know. The fart sound.
The fart sound turned Amazon on?
I think the fart sound turned on my Echo.
What the
I
hell?
don't know. It turned on.
What are you doing, Jeff Bezos? What are you into?
Basically, he's listening to fart sounds.
He's listening to our fart sounds. Oh, my God.
I changed the trigger word to fart. I got to fart at it now. I don't know what happened.
That's really awkward. You're going to have to... Excuse me.
Excuse me. How can I help you?
You may need some bowel.
Do you want me to automatically order you Pepto-Bismol? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking to it solely through farts now.
It actually, you fart into it.
Fart once for yes and twice for no.
No. Actually, you fart into the device, and then
Yeah.
Amazon can determine what medicine you need.
Oh, right. Wow. That's next level right there. Or what you've been eating and what you want to reorder.
Oh.
I detect Cheetos. Would you like to subscribe?
Would you like a bulk order of Cheetos?
Oh, yes, please.
Cheetos ordered.
Cheetos. That story took a turn.
Yeah.
Cheetos ordered.
Okay. All right. There you go. The latest from Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Yeah. yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. Here it is. I got it. Hares Hill Brewing Company.
There you go.
They have a chicken sandwich called the Cheech and Chong sandwich.
Oh, okay. What's that got?
It's a chicken sandwich with a boom boom sauce on it, but the way that they brine the fried chicken, it is the juiciest fried chicken I've ever had.
Oh,
it's
man.
so good.
That sounds good.
Oh wait, yeah, I pulled up the menu just for you.
Oh.
Crispy buttermilk chicken topped with lettuce, tomato, jerk dank pickles, and dill cream drizzle with bang bang sauce.
That sounds good.
It is so good.
That's something I don't get a lot of is fried chicken sandwiches, and I feel like I should get more of them.
So come on down to Phoenixville and Pottstown. Well,
What's this Harry something?
Hares
Brewing?
Hill.
Hares Hill.
Yeah.
Brewing.
Rachel wanted to go just for the beer.
For the beer, you
and
go
then
for the chicken.
And then I discovered the chicken sandwich, and
There
it
you
was
go.
so good.
Match made in heaven.
Oh, I'm getting hungry now.
I know all this talk of food is like making me salivate.
Yeah. At this rate, we're going to be a food podcast. Jeez.
We should.
Yeah. We are the Crispy Noodle.
Don't tempt me.
No, we need to get back to the news at hand. So let's jump into the second part of the show where we got some movie, TV, and general entertainment news in the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, yeah, Mike's This Week in Entertainment really wanted to start early, so
Yeah, it did.
there you go. Let's launch right into it. Mike's This Week in Entertainment, just going for it. What do you got in this segment, Mike? 'Cause
All right. Well,
my soundboard really wanted to hear what you had.
It was really eager for one show that I found that I'm kind of interested in. On television, Masters of the Air is a new Apple TV Plus drama miniseries following a bomber group flying dangerous missions over Nazi Germany during World War II. This is from the same production team who previously worked on HBO's Emmy Award-winning World War II miniseries Band of Brothers and the Pacific. So we had ground forces, we had people in the Pacific Theater, and now we're following the Air Force. Producers include Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. The director of the first 3 episodes is your guy from True Detective, Cary Fukunaga.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
So they brought him in to direct a couple episodes. It's doing pretty good so far, has good review scores. I think it's like an 8 out of 10 on Metacritic. So if you are looking for some World War II drama, go check out Masters of the Air on Apple TV Plus, dropping this week. And that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, thank you for that segment, This Week in Entertainment.
No problemo. I know
my
you were very eager with the soundboard.
My soundboard just really wanted to hear.
I think
really wanted to hear it.
I think it was just eager to get to entertainment because we have a lot of headlines in sports entertainment with the WWE. Mostly not great headlines.
Yeah,
but
the WWE had a crazy week.
It's had a weird week, but we got to get to it.
Look,
Rich,
so
what's going on?
So look, it's World Wrestling Entertainment, so it should be an entertainment.
It should, absolutely.
Perfect.
So
Anyway.
what's going on with the WWE? They've been having a moment.
Yes, what a week. We covered this first part last week that they are having this lucrative deal with Netflix starting in 2025. They are going to be the only place to watch Monday Night Raw, which is a huge get by Netflix.
Yep.
And also for people outside of the U.S., that's going to be the only place to get WWE content is going to be on Netflix. So Netflix with a huge deal there, and WWE was celebrating it, and everything was looking nice and hunky-dory for them.
And then this week happened.
Yeah, and then, boy, The Wall Street Journal.
That's never good when your sports organization has breaking reports in the Wall Street Journal.
Yep. They have a report from a WWE employee named Janelle Grant, who said that she was promised an executive-level career in return for gross sexual favors with Vince McMahon.
And then there's a laundry list.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're allowed to talk about on the show. Some of it's pretty.
We can. I mean, it's all. Look, at this point.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. It's in the report. And as it stands right now, these are accusations that Grant is using to sue WWE with. I guess we should just go through the list.
I mean, yeah, it is a literal list of various offenses from the, I don't want to say least offensive because they're all offensive, but it ranges from sexting to some pretty lewd and disgusting acts.
Yes.
So
do
you just want to read through them?
Yeah. According to the Wall Street Journal, here are your bullet points that Grant accuses McMahon of. Constant sexting, including Vince McMahon, quote, owning and controlling her.
Gross.
Which, yeah, McMahon is like pushing 80, and this is a young woman.
I mean, gross for any age though, owning and controlling.
Right, just not good. And an encounter in which Grant was supposed to meet McMahon in his office, and he just showed up in his underwear.
Okay, pervy.
Yeah. Then this is where things get really devious. At one point, locked her in a room. And then the wording here, just very specific, offered to, quote, rape her for $15,000 in Bloomingdale's gift cards.
There's a lot wrong with that sentence.
I never thought I would read a sentence like that.
What is it? Hashtag brand new sentence?
Yeah. Like, just, is that what an 80-year-old thinks? Like, that'll take care of, hush-hush money? Here's some Bloomingdale gift cards.
I didn't look at it that way, but I mean,
like,
yeah, I guess.
This is a weird thing to think about. Because he's not even offering cash. Just here you go to Bloomingdale's. Have some fun.
Did he have the gift cards ready?
Yeah, wait a minute. Was this part like a promo that they never, like, got out or something?
That's so weird.
Yeah, does he happen to just have $15,000 in Bloomingdale gift cards on him? Is it in his desk? Like, here you go, honey.
So weird and so disgusting. I just the notion of it is just awful.
Yeah.
And then I mean it just continues to get worse, using various sex toys named after wrestlers on her.
That is creepy as
That is so creepy.
That is ridiculous. Does this mean like when he like signs like people, he like has like a sex toy devoted to like each person on the roster?
So wait, were they named after them or like based on them?
They were named after them.
Like he named them, or that was the product name?
No, he named them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's doubly weird.
Yeah. Like, here you go, I'm pulling out my Hogan.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Here, I'm going to pull out my Ric Flair.
I'm talking to you, kid. I'm going to make your mother go, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Like, does he have... Like, is the big one like, here's my Andre the Giant?
Here's my... Oh, God. Also, that's awful for her, but also awful for the wrestlers who he's naming sex toys after.
Yeah.
Like, what devious things is he imagining in his head?
Yeah.
But it gets worse.
Yes. Yeah, we got to talk about this one. Because if you saw any toilet humor associated with McMahon in memes, this is why. Grant says that in a alleged threesome, McMahon defecated on her head.
I don't even understand.
That is, I hate to say it, I actually would believe that one. That one does not seem that ludicrous to Vince McMahon.
What?
Vince McMahon is has a very juvenile sense of humor.
That's the one you're like, yeah, that checks out.
Yes. because
Who was this guy?
because there's a documentary. It was one of the Dark Side of the Ring documentaries when they go over.
Well, here's another season.
Yeah. This is going to be an entire season. If they find any,
It's a brand new series.
if they find that
Darker
this is,
side of the ring.
if they find this is true, if they find legit evidence to
If
this,
even one of these things is
boom.
true,
Yeah, this
done.
is you've got content here for at least half of a season. Oh yeah. But McMahon, there's an episode where he literally signed a guy because he could puke on command.
Ew.
And he was thinking about doing like an angle where like this guy was going to puke on wrestlers as his finishing move.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's wrong for a number of different reasons.
Yeah.
So, okay, given the context, I guess
So
he has a history of like foul body.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. That one doesn't surprise. That sounds like he would be into juvenile stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Weird, disgusting, and creepy.
Yes. Now this is where things really get into like illegal stuff. I mean, even bribing. The bribing stuff is definitely dancing in the illegal territory. But this is where you might hear like Vince McMahon is getting charged with sex trafficking. This is the area where it could be, because she also claims that Vince asked her to be shared with John Laurinaitis, who is a VP in the organization and a former wrestler with the company.
Not good.
And he's also been on air as well. I think at one point he was like the Raw acting manager like 15 years ago. So he's had like visual presence,
right?
Being on air. So that's a weird thing that he forced Grant to have sex with her, or with him, with Laurinaitis. But then this one, wow, this really could get dicey. Allegedly, McMahon forced Grant to share her nude photos to Brock Lesnar to bring him back to WWE, including taping a golden shower video. So is Brock Lesnar into this too?
So these last two bullet points, I mean, it's all alarming and disgusting. And if any bit of it is true, Vince McMahon is done and should be.
I think he's already done at this point.
I mean, he's like overcooked.
I mean, he is in his, I think he's 81. He's up there.
Yeah.
So
he's done.
He's already resigned, which already tells you there's probably some fire to this.
Yeah.
But this much accusations and this much smoke, there's some fire to this.
The point that I'm chasing here is, but these last 2 points that I think is the most alarming is up to that point, it's all between Vince McMahon and her. These last 2 points, all of a sudden involving other executives and other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And that is troubling, because if he's doing it with one other executive and another wrestler, where exactly, how far does this go?
Yeah, where does
and
the line
how many
stop?
How many people were involved, or how many people knew?
Yeah.
Because now you're looking at like Washington Commanders level of organizational perversion.
Yep.
And that is awful.
Yep. And you can guarantee that TKO is not going to want that with their new acquisition.
Oh, yeah. And it really does highlight. I remember when we talked about the acquisition, and just last week when we talked about the Netflix thing, and both times we're like, gosh, that's weird. We thought WWE could stand on its own. They knew.
Yeah.
I'm taking a stab in the dark. They knew.
That something like that this bombshell was coming.
Because you told me that they were valued at like $1.5 billion. Why sell?
Yeah, right?
Why get rid of your own streaming service? Why sell unless...
Yep, it's time to abandon ship.
That could also be a problem. If they knew and they're making business dealings knowing that this could tank the business, there's so many angles to this.
Yeah. I texted you, Mike. This reminds me of Succession. It reminds me of a real-life Succession.
It's literally like a more perverse plot line, like a season 5.
Yeah.
Or like Succession Sports.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, instead of the cruise scandal on that show, it's this scandal.
Yeah.
Instead of Gojo buying Waystar Royco, it's
TKO.
TKO buying
Yeah.
WWE. Like it really does match up like bit for bit.
It does. And it's despicable that they're trying to use all these wheelings and dealings as, I think, distraction for whatever is happening behind the scenes. To me, it's fairly obvious, but I'm admittedly an impartial bystander. But as somebody who's been in the wrestling fandom for quite some time, Rich, what is the vibe in the wrestling community? What has this shockwave done?
Oh, this is a bombshell in the wrestling world. I mean, this is just everybody knows at this point Vince McMahon is officially done. This is
like
probably
a legacy and an organization like tarnished kind of levels.
I mean,
like there's no coming back from this.
not for Vince McMahon, no. This is also the first time that there's probably going to be no McMahon involved in WWE, because Stephanie has resigned. But she resigned before this. She resigned.
Well,
6 months ago.
Maybe I'm being conspiratorial, but like maybe resigning because
I don't
there was
know.
knowledge.
I don't know if she would know. I don't know about that. I think that would be really gross. If that comes to light, that is some crazy
but the
stuff.
amount of crap flying around, both figurative and literal.
Yeah. I don't think it goes to the family. That would be weird.
What's to stop a wrestler from hearing that Brock Lesnar got something and then
Now,
he's like, "Hey,
right, other wrestlers, that could get dicey.
people talk."
Yeah, but I don't think the rest of the family. I don't know. Shane McMahon, he left under weird circumstances. I don't know if that might be an avenue to pursue.
So you think Shane knew, but not Stephanie?
Possibly. I definitely. I don't think Stephanie would.
Somebody knew something.
I think other executives might have known.
That's bad.
Which is bad. It's still bad.
That's real bad.
But nevertheless, this is probably going to be the first time in the history of WWF WWE that McMahon's will not be involved in the business.
Look, I mean, maybe it sounds harsh, but maybe it's time.
I think it is.
I mean, maybe it's long overdue.
Yeah, if this is what
if this is what was
on.
happening behind the scenes, I don't think a person's one day like, "Hey, I want to start pooping on interns."
Just wake up. Here you go.
No, I'm pretty sure
I saw some German porn the other night.
Just like one day he's like, I have an idea. No, I feel like there's probably a history of, maybe not to this degree, but maybe mistreating other employees. Just stab in the dark. People don't typically one day figure, hey, I'm going to absolutely, like this laundry list, like maybe if he got caught sexting one time, maybe.
Yeah.
But you don't wake up and do
all these things.
You
don't have a collection of sex toys named after your roster.
Randomly, at the age of, at the time, what was that, like 76?
Yeah.
You just decide, you know what? I've lived a long life. Time to go off the deep end.
What are they going to do, sue me?
Yes, quite literally.
Yeah.
So I fear two things. I fear, one, that there's a history of it, and two, that lots of other people knew about it and were either involved or covered it up.
Yeah.
That's why people were resigning. That's why all these weird sales and deals came through recently.
That would be devastating if that is proven.
Do you foresee some kind of major rebranding to the point where they're like, just wipe every aspect of Vince McMahon off this, maybe even in terms of naming? Like take it like rebrand WWE as like, I don't know, like Super Wrestling World or something.
I don't know about WWE. No, I think that's
Does that survive the fallout?
I think so. But I think, and what I have read, is that anybody that was like a legacy hire or anybody that came along with the old regime, they've got a target on their back right now.
Oh, absolutely. Like if I'm working for TKO and I'm an executive, I'm like, you get every single one of these guys out of this right now.
No, but I mean, even if they don't have anything to do with this.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like they are I've heard that they are just considering just You're part of the old era, the old regime.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. If I were a TKO executive, I would fire anybody who had anything to do with that old organization. Because how deep does it go?
Yeah.
You don't want 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, more stories. Every other year, somebody else knew, somebody else did this, somebody else. Just get them. It's takeover. It's a takeover. You don't have to keep them.
Yeah, that's true.
It might sound harsh, but
yeah,
what McMahon did and dragged these people through was harsh.
Yep. TKO had a statement when this came out. Quote, Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executive team's tenure at the company, we take Ms. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously, and we are addressing this matter internally. I love the fact in that statement they just made sure to remind you, hey, we just took over this company.
Yeah. They're like, he doesn't control it. He doesn't oversee it. It predates us. We have not, like, every way that
Please
they
remember.
Yeah. Lots of corporate speak for we had no idea and we were not involved at all.
Yeah. How do you think Netflix feels? Because they just bought Monday Night Raw.
They're kicking themselves. They're like, really?
I don't know. We'll see how the price reacts to that.
Yeah. I mean, let's be brutally honest. They'll be just fine.
They should be, yeah.
But I'm sure that TKO Netflix right now are having a little bit of PR crisis.
Yeah.
How do you promote something while this is going on at the same time?
Yeah.
They're super pissed, if nothing else.
They had to, because this weekend was the Royal Rumble, and that was kind of awkward because you had Triple H and other people that had to promote the Royal Rumble this weekend, and the reporters, they were trying to fire questions like, hey, what about that Vince McMahon scandal?
Right. So how'd they handle it?
Oh, they all had to be like, well, they're looking into it. Anyway, back to the Royal Rumble that I'm here to promote.
That's so absurd.
The big thing that is happening this weekend is not that report. It's the Royal Rumble.
They're like, yeah, that may have happened, but also tune in at 9 p.m. to watch. So ridiculous.
Yeah, that's literally what they had to do.
I do not envy them. I mean, that's got to be so just demoralizing and difficult to have to get up there and put on a smile and be like, yeah, Royal Rumble. Meanwhile, the company that I work for is embroiled in, like, all these awful things.
Well, how about Triple H? This is his father-in-law.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's got to be like, let's move on to the Royal Rumble.
Oh, man. He's like, I got to get out of this family. Man,
He really is the Tom Wamsgams of this whole situation.
You're going to find every way to relate this back to Succession.
It really is like a weird Succession
It
spin-off.
weirdly fits, though.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So, yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, trying to use their pivot, it did happen this weekend.
Despite everything.
Yeah, despite everything, yep. Cody Rhodes was the winner, so he will be headlining WrestleMania here in Philadelphia this year. Two major things to point out from the Royal Rumble, other than everything that happened with Vince McMahon. First off, a surprising entry into the Women's Royal Rumble, Jordynne Grace, who is currently signed with the competitor TNA Wrestling. She showed up for the Royal Rumble. I think she was entrant number 5 or something. She just showed up and participated in the Royal Rumble, which is
interesting.
Very interesting considering she does not have a WWE contract. She is signed with the competitor. And people are wondering, are the WWE angling to buy TNA? And this is not something that's not out of the realm of possibility, because the rival, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, bought Ring of Honor. And what they're essentially using Ring of Honor for is like a developmental league. It's like their minor league.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like their minor league, and then AEW is their major league. WWE has NXT, but you could kind of split that off into regions where you could have TNA be the one area, like the southern area developmental league, and then NXT could be the rest. So it could be that, again, like Succession, let's go buy Pierce and have a positive news story to overshadow.
When you have controversy, just buy some competition and get some other headlines out there.
Yeah, don't focus on that. Look, we just bought TNA.
Whether they were thinking about it before, they're certainly thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Like maybe they were like, oh, maybe we can do a partnership. Now they're like going to panic buy a competitor just to create different headlines.
Yeah, look.
I mean, honestly,
look at this.
it's not a terrible business strategy. You take out the competition, you generate new headlines for the Google search algorithm. It's a win-win for everybody except the victim.
Yeah.
But-
The victim here would be kind of all other independent wrestling, because if that goes through, that pretty much means all of the national promotions are going to be either WWE affiliated or AEW affiliated. There's going to be no truly independent national promotion.
There could always be competitors to pop up, like new upstart leagues. It would be tough.
I think it would be very tough at
Just
that rate.
get look, you already have controversy. Just get Saudi Arabia to create a live.
No, Saudi Arabia is already
a live
angling with
wrestling.
WWE.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, Saudi Arabia should have started another wrestling group.
No, why do that? Buy the one that's already established.
Well, they did it with golf.
Well, I think PGA wasn't at first willing to give up any ground. But WWE was like, sure, billions of dollars, let's have a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia where women can barely show any skin.
I didn't realize this was already a thing.
Yes, you actually walked right into a minefield on that one, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's the kind of my life. I just like tiptoe through the minefield.
Yeah, they had a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, man.
Yeah, which was bizarre.
WWE, do they like bad optics?
They like money.
Yeah, but I think they're doing it the wrong way. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like their brand is, I guess any press is good press, even if it's sexual controversies, geopolitical controversies, monopoly controversies. I don't know. Something stinks.
Oh, well, we know what stinks when it comes to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So-
Very, very troubling news out of WWE.
Yeah. Oh, and then one more thing we got to talk about, too. WWE had a crazy week this week. So they finally get their shiny new toy back, CM Punk.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
looking to promote him on the road to WrestleMania. They enter him into the Royal Rumble. And first match, Royal Rumble. Supposed to be his big show
big comeback.
Hurts himself. They go to the locker room. He comes out on Monday Night Raw and addresses that all the rumors are true. He tore his tricep muscle in the Royal Rumble, and he is going to be out for at least 3 to 6 months.
That's a long time.
He's going to miss WrestleMania. So much for that new toy that they thought, that they were going to show off. They can't. He is officially on the injury report. And at 45, I mean, he's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I don't know. Like tearing a triceps, that sounds awful, but I don't know exactly what it means to recover and return from something like that. I just if I tore a triceps, I'd be like, that. Just start digging the ditch now. Like I don't know. Maybe he can come back. Maybe he's a little bit tougher than me.
A little, yes,
just
definitely.
a little, just a smidge. I mean, yeah, he'll probably try to come back, but like,
he'll try.
What's the realistic prognosis here?
I mean, I think
like 3 to 6 months.
I think
then he's 46, and then what?
Look,
what's a wrestler's lifespan like in the ring?
If there's not significant injuries to the wrestler, you could probably be safe until 50. But even then, you're going to start to drop off on certain things.
And then after tearing a triceps?
Right. It's going to really depend. Does he get back to 100% with that triceps?
Oof.
And that's going to be a tall ask.
Big
for a 45-year-old, even if he is in athletic shape, it's just the natural healing. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's going to need 6. I think he's going to be looking at 6 months. Like they're trying to be optimistic, saying 3 to 6 months. I think he's going to be looking at 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a big range to me. Like there's a big difference between 3 months and 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's another thing too. You're not going to want to rush him back either.
No, because you don't want to risk another injury.
If there's zero chance of him making WrestleMania, don't rush him back.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense then.
Yeah.
So I think you're looking at probably a 6 month timeline.
I don't know, man. He might be done. Between perpetually burning every bridge he walks across and now injury history and age, just, I don't know. Did he piss away all his money? Is that why he's hard up on for cash? He's like, I'll do anything.
Well,
like, just hang it up.
Yeah, you do want to try and cash that in as much as you can before you can't
maximize your profits while you're young and able-bodied before you hit 50 and your body falls apart because you're a wrestler.
Yeah. And that's kind of the true story.
Yeah.
Because it is like, there's a lot of wrestlers coming up. They're going to be hitting 50 soon. Randy Orton, John Cena, they're not coming back.
John Cena's almost 50?
Yeah.
That's right. He's got a good acting career ahead of him.
That's why you got to pivot.
That's what The Rock did.
Yeah, that's what The Rock did. Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He's
not allowed to lose fights in his movies now.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
When you get to that threshold, you got to pivot. So it might be time for CM Punk to start looking that way. But I guarantee you, he's going to probably try and come back and, try and do his thing. But he's looking, I think he's looking at a very tough road. Tearing a triceps, that's serious.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. That's not something you just... Maybe if you were in your 20s, maybe that would be 3 months and you just, you're ready to go.
I don't know. Like tearing a muscle sounds
It is painful. That's painful.
I've never torn a muscle. I've broken a leg before when I was 4, but that's about it. Knock on wood.
Yeah. All right, there you go. All the wrestling news.
Crazy wrestling news out of the way.
Yes. How about we get into some odd news?
More crazy news.
Yeah, but this is more fun. This is the fun stuff.
Yes.
So, without further ado, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada basata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meat tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders, go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
News.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. Here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and he keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing the story for the very first time. That means that I don't know what's about to happen, you guys don't know what's about to happen, and even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And you give it away already. I already know where we're going.
Yeah.
I don't even need to ask.
Nope, we're going to Florida.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck is happening in Florida? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to talk about the case of 35-year-old Celia Barrett.
Barrett, okay.
Bad News Barrett here.
Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, that's another wrestler name. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's funny.
Oh.
She could have been a part of that stable or something. She could have been his manager or something.
Probably would have been better than whatever this person did in the story.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about Celia Barrett. She showed up to a RaceTrac convenience store. That's the name of the convenience store is RaceTrac.
RaceTrac.
Yeah. So no, she's not
so
on a racetrack. This
instead
is a
of 7-Eleven, or Wawa, it's RaceTrac.
Yes.
Weird.
That's what they have in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
RaceTrac convenience store. Apparently she visited the store on Saturday and was being warned about the cops being called on her for trespassing. So apparently she loves hanging around at this store.
Who hangs around a convenience store?
I mean, drug
Just-
dealers. I don't know.
I mean, yes,
I mean-
that's the answer.
Jay and Silent Bob, I remember that. They hang around the convenience store.
I guess, yeah.
Clerks.
I just feel like there's better places to. I mean, I guess if you're up to no good, if you're being nefarious, sure.
Yeah. So that happened on Saturday. Then on Sunday, she returned to this RaceTrac convenience store. And she decided as she walked in to strip off of her clothes and yell about how she was being warned about trespassing the prior day.
No, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, old style.
Yeah, she did not want to be told that she was trespassing.
Something just came over me and I took my clothes off.
I'm just going to point this out, though, that I feel like she was just really taking the convenience store's slogan to heart, because the slogan is whatever gets you going.
Well, there you go. She
I looked up
started off.
RaceTrac, whatever gets you going.
Well, she walked in and stripped. There you go.
If I were her, I'd be like, look, this is what gets me going.
Yeah, there you go.
Take your damn clothes off.
She's ready to go.
That's awesome. So she comes in, takes her clothes off, and you said she starts ranting about how
they were going to call the police on her yesterday.
Well, they're certainly going to do it today. I don't understand what her logic was.
Because I'm naked, you won't now.
Oh,
how dare you?
I get it now.
How dare you?
You can't call the cops on naked people, of course.
Yes.
I should have known. So simple. Was that what was her goal?
Yeah. So when they did tell her, we're going to call the cops again on you, she then took...
She's like, what?
She then took a peeler and threatened to stab the convenience store worker with the peeler.
She's not a Christian! Who made me into my ultimate form?
Like a...
No, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, old style!
Like a potato peeler?
Yeah.
One,
I don't think
where?
that would...
Two, how?
Yeah, one, yeah, I don't know how... Yeah, where did you get that from? Number two, would that actually cause significant damage? I don't know.
Yes. Have you
But,
never
like-
accidentally caught a finger when you're peeling a potato?
But, like, does it work as, like...
No, you gotta
does
run
this
up and you gotta be like, stand still and like peel their forehead.
Like,
or
does this
something.
work as a melee weapon?
No. No.
Like, I would imagine if this was Baldur's Gate, this
You're
would
rolling
only
with disadvantage.
extreme disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like, add a third dice.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't think this actually, like, can you swipe and
Disadvantage and 1d6 minus 1d6.
Yeah, like
you would have to do the peeling motion. You'd have to attack with a peeling motion.
you look like a cat right now.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, because you can't it's not like a sword.
No, you're not slashing with a peeler. Although, is it a different shaped peeler? Like, I only know the kind you hold the potato.
Yeah, it's
like
that's what it
in the
says,
palm of your
peeler.
hand. And yeah.
Yeah.
But my question is, where the hell did she get the peeler from? You're not telling me that the
yeah, I don't
convenience
know.
store
She
is
had
peeling
it.
their own potatoes. That's nonsense.
We peel our own potatoes.
Hey, we've been to Wawa's. They're not peeling their own. And if they are, I'm sorry, but I don't think they're peeling their own potatoes.
Welcome to RaceTrac. We peel our own potatoes. Whatever gets you going.
What gets us going is peeling your potatoes fresh every day.
Yeah. Do-do-do-do. Yeah.
Is that like
Maybe.
their new ad campaign for 2024? We peel
Maybe.
your potatoes.
No,
Get your potato peeled.
Well, I guess.
Are they preparing their food super fresh? Like, maybe we're judging them. Maybe they're like, we're working
I
hard
would
here.
assume she brought it in her clothes, and then
She
when
brought
she
a-
stripped,
That was her choice of weapon? Or was she planning on doing some peeling?
I don't know. Maybe she was ready to go.
She goes to the convenience store. She's like, give me all the produce or fruit that you have. And she's just
I'm going to peel him right here.
peeling away.
Yeah.
She wants to have an apple, but she doesn't want the skin. So she's got
I love this location right here. I'm going to start peeling right outside.
So weird.
Whatever gets me going.
No, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, old style!
It's the best slogan.
All right. So she threatened to hurt the convenience store worker with the peeler.
Okay.
Again, she would say, "Yeah, I will kill you if you."
I don't think the peeler's going to be able to do that.
I also don't think you're not. That's not the way to not have the cops called on you.
Yeah, I still don't understand her goal. She's like annoyed that they called the cops. So she's like, I'll show them. I'll go back.
Yeah, right?
And I will take my clothes off and yell and threaten them with a weapon.
And you'll never call the cops again.
Never, ever.
No, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, old style.
I'm like confused about the objective here.
Yeah.
If the objective was to not have the cops called, you're doing the exact
everything.
opposite.
Yes, you're doing everything wrong.
You should show up fully clothed with no weapon, buy your stuff, and leave.
Yeah.
No cops. I do it like once a week. I go to a Wawa. I don't get naked. I get my food. I walk out. No cops ever.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
I believe it or not. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Okay. So at that point, one of the workers ran back to try and call the cops.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I could see that coming.
Yeah. Barrett then toppled and broke a display of Red Bull energy drinks.
Oh, that's not cool.
And she also tore a carton of cigarettes open and spilled cigarettes everywhere.
No, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, old style.
This person continues to confuse me because it's like chaos, but it's like not that bad.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's kind of just like restrained chaos so far. She like gets one pack of cigarettes. She's like, ha ha.
No, it was a carton.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that's a little bit
all right,
more.
That's a little bit more, yeah.
Well, do you want the icing on the cake?
Sure.
Because while the employees ran into the back and locked the door and waited for the cops to show up, Barrett then got down on the floor and started touching herself just to complete the full Monty here.
Go.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
She's like, finally, I have the racetrack all to myself.
That was her goal.
Whatever gets her going.
Yes! There you go.
Good night, everyone.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Yes.
She took that slogan to heart.
That was her goal.
That was the goal. She wanted the racetrack all to herself because that's what gets her going.
That was her true goal. She wanted complete silence. She wanted complete.
She's like, finally, I can be alone.
Ownership of the floor of this.
She loves that floor.
Racetrack.
It gets her going.
That's what she wanted.
See, she's just so what? She like sits down and like just in the middle of the floor and just starts going.
Right. There's
going to town.
There's cans of Red Bull around, and
is that like her personal
cigarettes?
Nirvana, just surrounded by Red Bull cigarettes on the floor of a racetrack?
Yep.
She's just never more turned on than in that exact moment.
Boom. Whatever gets you going.
Man, Florida's a depressing place.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Yeah. That was her true motive. That's what she wanted to do.
Amazing. I want to know, completely separate from this, where RaceTrac ranks in terms of like 7-Eleven, Wawa, convenience stores. Do you think it's good?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been to a racetrack.
Do you think it's sit on the floor
and
do that
yourself?
And do that worthy?
Oh boy, it must be. I mean, she is literally. This is her second attempt. She tried to do. Maybe she tried to do this on Saturday.
Maybe that was the goal.
Yeah.
She's like waiting around. She's like, they just got to go into the back room, waiting. Nobody takes their break at the same time. I missed my opportunity.
Yeah.
So then she's like, I got to up the ante. I got to do something bigger.
I got to do something to get them away from the floor.
Right. I know. Potato peeler. But it worked.
And naked.
And naked, right.
Yes.
Right.
Naked potato peeler. And throwing things around. Like a Red Bull and cigarettes.
That's the perfect combination.
Album name. That Red Bull and cigarettes.
Red Bull and cigarettes.
That should be an album name.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know why. I could hear that on an album. Like on
if I saw that somewhere, I'd be like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd buy it,
but you got your attention.
It did. That's half the battle.
So there you go.
Red Bull and cigarettes.
Rock album name: Red Bull and cigarettes.
I like it.
You got to give me credit.
You have to give him credit.
So.
Trademark. Copyright.
Trademark. Yeah.
All the above.
All right. So finally, at this point,
do the cops show up?
Cops showed up.
Oh no! It was the thing that she didn't want to happen.
Yes. When they arrived, she was still on the floor and still touching herself. So she did not. She hit it. That was her goal.
She wasn't stopping for anybody or anything.
Yeah, she was in heaven at that point, ready to go.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
When they escorted her to the cop car, Barrett admitted that she had consumed more than 6 shots of liquor before she walked into the joint.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, so there you go. She's being charged with aggravated assault, disorderly intoxication, trespassing,
Yep.
criminal mischief, and exposure of sexual organs.
Yep. Can't do that. You can't expose your organs.
Oh, by the way, I got her mugshot. I totally
a picture.
forgot.
Let's see.
So there you go. That's the lady in
man,
question.
That is a rough 35. I'm sorry. That is a rough 35, man. Rich, we are almost the same age.
Yes.
I think we've aged all right.
I hope so. I don't know.
Not like that.
Not like that. Yeah.
That's a rough 35.
Well, look, she's trying to get her kicks in at the racetrack.
You got to get them where you can.
Whatever
gets you going.
Whatever gets you going. Yeah.
There's never been a more appropriate slogan for a store.
Yeah. Whatever gets you going, man.
Man. That is what you look like after a life of cigarettes and Red Bull. Is that?
Yeah.
And eating at RaceTrac. I feel bad now. No, I shouldn't. She's a criminal.
Yeah. Look. Yeah.
She was doing lewd and lascivious things. Mischievous things.
She threatened.
Aggravated assault.
Yeah. She did threaten with
She did.
a
She
peeler.
said, I'm going to kill you.
She is charged with aggravated assault.
Yeah.
So there must have been a serious chance she could have done harm with the peeler.
Yeah. I mean, she was thrashing about and causing a commotion.
You know what? I guess if you really get a good swipe in, I guess a peeler will.
It does have sharp edges. It is designed to cut.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've definitely when I'm peeling something, I've definitely nicked myself.
Right, and it sucks.
You know? Yeah.
I just
That's
can't imagine.
possible. I just feel like
I can't imagine in an actual fight. I don't think it would be useful.
I can see her logic. She wants something easy to conceal, so she's not going to be bring a chef's knife, too big.
Yeah.
But she wants something that's going to do damage, so she can't bring a spoon or a butter knife. I don't know why she lands on peeler though.
Maybe she thought she'd get away with it. Oh, you can't actually kill somebody with a peeler.
It's not a deadly weapon,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Right.
It's a
that was
kitchen utensil.
That was my first thought. Is that really a weapon?
Is she trying to? Yeah, is she trying to make the argument
I don't know.
it's not a weapon?
But she did threaten them with it, and I guess if you do swipe the correct way, it would.
I feel like you
hurt.
could definitely take some skin off, and I feel like that would totally suck to have a strip of skin just peeled off. Just imagine doing to your arm what you do to potatoes. That. Oh.
Yeah.
It stabbed me.
Yeah.
Instead of that.
Well, either that or imagine her on the floor going to her special place.
Whatever gets you going.
Yeah. With Red Bull and cigarettes lying all around.
Man.
And my new music album coming out soon.
Red Bull and cigarettes.
Red Bull and cigarettes.
Just gets the blood pumping.
Make sure you check out my newest album.
What's the single off the album?
RaceTrac.
RaceTrac.
RaceTrac. Yep. Yep, RaceTrac.
Ooh, when I'm on the racetrack, it gets me going with the Red Bull and the cigs. Get that peeler out and just go to Pound Town. I don't know.
Whatever gets you going, it's good for me.
Don't
call the police. I don't want that.
It's already gone platinum. Already platinum. It's the songbird of our generation here.
Yes. There you go. Keep an eye out.
Congratulations, yeah.
Keep an eye
I'll
out.
keep an eye out on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Red Bull and cigarettes. So there you go.
Wow.
That is the non-fortune cookie odd news.
I hope that news story got you guys going.
Yeah. That was a ridiculous story. And now we know that there is a new convenience store called RaceTrac.
I'd go there.
It's interesting. Wawa moved down there, so is that I guess that's a Wawa competitor now.
Can we do swapsies? Can we get some RaceTracs? They get some Wawas?
Yeah. Does RaceTrac Can they come up here?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out, I guess.
It's whatever drives you, or
whatever gets you going.
Whatever gets you going. There you go. So whatever gets you going, come on up.
There you go. Come on up, RaceTrac.
Yeah. But for right now, that'll have to be the end of the story because we got to start wrapping this episode up. Thank you guys for watching and supporting our little show. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on all the social media channels. But make sure you have a way to get the episode sent to you every Wednesday. 2 main ways to do that. The first one is on YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button so that you get the episode sent right to you. And the second way is on Spotify. We do put the video podcast up on Spotify, but you can also put Spotify in the background and listen to us as an audio-only podcast. And through Spotify and Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can take us on the go with your commute. So if you're going
to the
RaceTrac, you know, there you go. You can take us with you on the go. Listen to the odd news.
Because the Crispy Noodle podcast gets you guys going.
That's right.
Gets you going so much you might need to get in touch with us individually on X, formerly known as Twitter, to share your sports, entertainment, and odd news stories. You can find us there. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Twitter. Let us know what's happening. Any odd news goes my way so that Mikey doesn't see it. But anything else, yes, share with us. And if we talk about it, we'll give you a sausage shout out on the following episode. So be sure to do that. But for right now, we got to start wrapping this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it for this episode. Next week, Super Bowl props.
That's right.
Starting my research tomorrow, so we'll do it. But until then, that'll be it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.